Hey guys, it's your girl Shelly here and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the thumbnail and the title, like I always say, because you guys already know what this video is going to be about. Duh. I'm going to be testing out some new products today. Majority of the products are drugstore because the drugstore has been killing it for the past couple of months. So most of them are drugstore. I do have a couple of high-end here and there, but for the most part they're all drugstore. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I came up with this face and all the products that I use in today's video, please continue to watch. So first things first, this product is not new actually. You guys probably seen it in 2 makeup tutorials already for me, but that is the Clinique Dramatically Different Hydrating Jelly, and this is what it looks like. I have a really small tube. I got this from Sephora. It was $15. I was in line paying for my stuff because I went over there to get some stuff, and this was looking right at me and I was like, okay. So I picked it up. I used it a couple times and I must say it is amazing. So usually I would like to go in with the Mario Badescu facial spray. However, I'm not going to use this today because I did get my hands on one of these Wet n Wild 3-in-1 primer water. So you're supposed to use this to like prep, set in the middle of your makeup, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and this does come in 3 different flavors. I got the cucumber one because I really like cucumber, so hence this one, cucumber. You get it, you get it, you get it. I'm not a huge fan of that scent. The scent smells a little bit different from the Mario Badescu one. It doesn't smell the same. The Mario Badescu one smells a lot better in my opinion, but we tested new products today, right? So we're gonna see what it do. Alright, for primers, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. This one took the internet like a volcano. So if you guys don't know, Tatcha came out with the Silk Canvas Based Primer last year in 2018, and that was like a world record primer. Everybody that I know literally loves it. I think there's one person online that I've seen that didn't like that primer, and to tell you the honest truth, I bought it too and I wasn't blown away. Like, I feel like it's an okay primer, but it didn't blow me away. I don't know. This is what the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer looks like, and I got the big jar because they didn't come out with the small jar as yet, and this is what it looks like. It's just like a putty. You like rub your hand in there, or you can use a brush to like apply to your face. It's really expensive. I think this bad boy was like $60. So Tatcha made millions off that primer because so many people was raving about it. But like I said, I really like it, but it didn't like blew me away. Like, it wasn't like my Laura Mercier primer that when I put that on and I walk outside, I feel stunning. I'm gonna test this out. This is what the e.l.f. one looks like. It's like a fraction of the size. It's like half the size. I'm just gonna use my finger to like apply this to my face. I'm gonna concentrate this in my T-zone, and it does leave a slight cast on your face, but I don't think that it affects your makeup in any kind of way. Now let's move into foundation. I did use the foundation that I wanted to use in this video. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation, and you guys should have seen the video already on this foundation. So if you haven't seen it and my thoughts on this foundation, I did a full day wear test. I'm gonna go ahead and link that video for you guys down below, but I picked this up in the shade 515 Copper. Only thing I'm gonna mention in this video about the foundation is that the shade is a little bit off from my skin tone, but it does oxidize like a slight bit. Doesn't match it fully, but this is the shade that I bought, so this is the shade that I'm using. So the concealer that I was gonna use in this video as well is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear concealer, but I used this concealer as well in my last video. So I'm gonna switch it up and go to the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I picked it up in the shade Deep Chestnut and Deep Olive. This one is a lot more golden than this one, but let me see which one I want to use, I feel like if I want a really bright under eye concealer, I can go in with Deep Olive. But if I want to tone it down a bit, like now that I'm going to work, I'm going to go ahead and use Deep Chestnut because it seems like it's not as bright as Deep Olive. So like I was saying, judging by the bottle, I kind of figured that the doe foot applicator was going to be really big, and it is. So I'm just going to apply it in all the areas that I would conceal, and this shade actually looks really good already. So this shade looks bright actually. Go ahead and wet the Wet n Wild beauty sponge. This is how it looks if you guys ever see it in the drugstore. So I highly recommend this product, you guys. It is so freaking good. Like, oh my god, I don't even know how to describe how good this sponge is. Like, it is so good. It is not a 100% dupe for the Beauty Blender, but it is cutting really damn close. Like, the drugstore, I feel bad for all these high-end companies because the drugstore is gonna knock y'all out of the ballpark for 2019. Like, I could already tell. That actually blended out really nice. I feel like I can probably go in for a little bit more lighter under eyes with Deep Olive. What do you guys think? I'm just gonna put a dab, just like one little swipe like that, and I'm gonna blend it out right away. So let's see what she does. Oh yes, oh yes, I like that. I like that. I really like that. These two shades are really going to work hard for me. Usually whenever I buy like concealer and I buy two different shades, there's usually just one shade that I can use and the other one I can't use at all. Like, it's not dark enough for a contour, but then it's not light enough to use as my highlight. So I like the fact that both these shades are going to be good for my skin tone. Alright, so I've been loving cream contouring from the other day, and because this foundation shade was a little bit tinsy bit more golden than I would normally use, I'm going to go in with this cream contour stick. And I was supposed to save this for this video too, but I don't know, I've just been trying to like testing out random products. So this is the Makeup Revolution foundation stick, and I have this in the shade F16. You guys have seen me use this as well already, but I'm going to go ahead and use it again today because I bought the Opal foundation stick in a different color. Can't use that. I don't like the undertone. The undertone is very olive. I also picked up the Sephora foundation stick. I picked this up in the shade Teak, and Teak is very orange. Like, that is super orange. I don't even know if I should try it. Let me see, compare with the Makeup Revolution one. I feel like Teak looks very orange, and it doesn't have like that deepness of shade that I like. And the price of this wasn't bad either. The price of this is kind of like a drugstore foundation. Like, I think the price of this was like maybe like $15. I feel like that looks orange on me. Wow, you guys, if I walk outside and I'm looking crazy, it's because of this foundation stick. That looks very orange. I like the consistency of the foundation stick. I just don't like the shade. I don't know what that looked like, but I look like I freaking put like pumpkin on my face. It's so orange. Hopefully when I bronze up my skin, I kind of like manipulate the color so it doesn't look that orange, because as of right now, I look super orange. Alright, so I have a new setting powder, and this is where your makeup can go left. Setting powder. Setting powders are very important, and I don't use any setting powder on my face because setting powders can just take your look to a whole nother level. Like, it could decrease your makeup so much to the point where you literally want to cry, you know. And especially when you're going somewhere, I don't like to test setting powders, like new setting powders, when I'm going out, because if it don't look good, I'm gonna be like really upset. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. This is what the packaging looks like. It is very, very, very big, and like I said, this is in the shade Translucent. So right off the bat, this powder is like very finely milled, and I like powders that are finely milled because I feel like it's easy to like just seep into your skin. Hopefully this doesn't give me a flashback, because if it does, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be so mad. But applying it to my under eye, it feels very soft, so I'm not gonna let it sit. Being that my sponge is damp, I'm just gonna push it right into my skin. Ooh, does that look blurred or not? Some on my 5 head. I don't feel like my head is that big. What do you guys think? Alright, so what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of extra powder just to sit right here underneath my eyes. This powder is super pigmented. Wow. Oh, I'm praying to God it doesn't give me a flashback. Wow. I'm gonna leave that there. Let that sit, because when I go in with my eyeshadow, just in case these eyeshadows have a fallout, I don't want it to mess up my foundation. But I'm gonna bronze up my skin a little bit, and what I'm gonna be using to bronze up my skin today, you guys, is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Finally, I think they came out with 3 or 4 deeper shades, and the one that I really like the most is the color Endless Summer. This is what the packaging looks like, and it just has that red undertone that I like in my bronzers. The other one has like a cool undertone, a gray undertone. Like, there's different ones. So love the packaging. Like, look at this. This is cute. This is really, really cute. This is the Milani Pressed Powder in Earth Glow. And compared to Earth Glow, it's not as, let's say, red. I should say it's not as red, but it's very close. It does smell okay. It seems like it's very powdery. I'm just going to take this and push it into my skin. This is nice. I like this. And I always use the side of my contour brush to contour my nose for the most part. Alright, while that sets, let's move on into the eyes. And I'm going to go back into the e.l.f. primer. I'm going to use that to prime my lids. So I'm going to use concealer today to prime. I'm going to use this Profusion eyeshadow brush just to blend this out. And since this dries to a semi-matte consistency, I'm not going to set it with any powder. I have 2 different brands of eyeshadow today that I want to test out. I first have the LA Girl eyeshadow primer. I have it in 2 different ones. Get Feverish, and then this one that is called Wanderlust. So these 2 I have. And I also have the LA Colors eyeshadow palettes. This is what they look like. I have 3 different sets. I have the nude, the rose, and this one that is cool. So I'm torn in between the 2. So I don't want to use anything neutral. I don't want to use anything rosy. I am stuck between these 2. So either this one or this one. I think I'm going to use the LA Colors, because this blue right here, it kind of matches my shirt, and that's what I want to use. Alright, here is what the eyeshadow palette looks like, you guys. And I'm really gravitating towards this blue right here. I am praying to God that these colors, if they don't work, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to take this fluffy brush from Ruby Kisses from the beauty supply store, and I'm going to go directly into this blue. It looks pigmented on the brush, and I'm going to start it right down here on the base of my lid and kind of just work it right in.
So go ahead and put it in the group thing, and then I'll get mine for you, and then I'll send you the phone information.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alright guys, I had a little bit of a delay because I was talking to somebody from work, but I went ahead and applied the blue to my eyes. As you guys can see, the eyeshadow looks flawless on my lid. The only problem is the fallout is crazy. So using these eyeshadow palettes, if it lasts on my lids and I really like how it looks at the end of the day, the only thing that I would recommend if you're using these eyeshadows is that you go in and do your eyes first before you do your face. The ends are looking a slight bit harsh, and I didn't want to go in with any more shadow, but I'm gonna have to fix that. I just can't walk outside and see my eyeshadow looking harsh around the edges and leave it. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M535 blending brush, and I'm actually going to go into the nudes palette. I'm going to go into the nudes palette, and I'm going to take this shade right up here all the way at the top. This shade is called Crease, and I'm going to take this crease shade all over this blending brush, and I'm just gonna go softly around the edges just to blend that out. It's gonna add a little bit of a pigment because it's not very close to my skin tone, but I'd rather have some kind of pigment with it blended out than not having it blended out at all. So I'm gonna now go in with this powder brush, and this is the JH02 fluffy brush. This brush is in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill and Morphe, and I'm just going to use that to dust away all this fallout. The blue did kind of mess up my nose a little bit, so I'm going to go in with the brush that I use as my contour brush. I'm not adding any product to it. I'm just running it over my nose. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and set my overall face just to blend everything together. I did pick up a lot of the Maybelline powders that they have. So they have this City Bronzer that came out, and I feel like Maybelline always like try to do so many different things, but sometimes the shades are off. The shades are very much off. Like they're not my favorite. So I got the Superstay Full Coverage Complete Foundation Powder, and I picked this up in the shade Truffle because it looks like it'll be close to my skin. And I also pick up the City Bronzer in the shade 300, and I don't like any of these powders. I tried both of them already on my face and I don't like them. And then they also had this one in the color 375, which I thought was going to be a beautiful contour shade for me, but it looks really dark and it's too dark for my skin tone, so I'm not going to use that. But I love this shade because I feel like for my darker skin girls, they got y'all, sis. They got y'all. But I am going to use my Sephora Micro Smoothing Powder. This is no stranger to you guys that I am in love with this powder. New thing to my collection is this MAC Mineralized Charcoal Water Setting Spray. So I'm going to go ahead and use that today. I have this call again Catrice highlighter that I bought from Ulta. It came in cracked. It came in like shattered. so I'm not even gonna bother with this mess. Not gonna bother. I also bought this Revlon highlighter that's supposed to be like a dupe for Trophy Wife from Fenty, but I don't want this yellow stuff on my face today. I also picked up this L'Oreal Crushed Foil Metallic Highlighter, and the consistency of this, guys, is very chunky. Like, it's so chunky. I tried swatching it and it's a chunky mess. I even used it in the past and me not like it. I also have this Juvia's Place loose highlighter, and I'm not a big fan of loose highlighters. I don't know why. I just don't feel like they look good on me. So I also picked up this Milani Intense Bronze Glow. Kind of like, it's supposed to be like a face and body highlighter glow, whatever this thing is. The packaging is amazing. The packaging is beautiful, but the actual product, I don't like this on my face. No, I feel like on your body it would be really nice, but on the face, nah. You guys know that I return anything that I can't use. I'm not keeping them. So these Wet n Wild bars, like these highlighter bars, I don't know why I picked up all 4 shades, because they were like $4. So I was like, let me just get all of them. And then I came home and I swatched them and I was like, why? I'm just gonna stick to my Bobbi Brown highlighter in Bronze Glow and just use that because I don't like anything else. I don't like any of those. Put on some mascara. I didn't put any lashes. I decided not to put any lashes because I don't know, I just have been just feeling like just go bare without lashes from the other day, because sometimes lashes just look super dramatic, and especially if you're not going for that super dramatic look. I don't want you guys to feel like you always have to put lashes on, because you don't. I just used this mascara. This is the Essence Get Big Lash Mascara. You guys have been seeing me use this in my past couple of videos, and I actually really like this mascara. But I'm now gonna go in and set my face again, and I'm not gonna use that charcoal setting spray from MAC because for some reason it's not giving me that dewy feeling that I like when I set my face. So I'm gonna try this Lani Make It Last 16-hour wear setting spray, and I have used this in the past and it's okay. So I'm gonna try this instead of using that, because that just makes me like feel matte. And if you know me and you know my how I like my makeup, I don't like when my face feels tight. So I'm gonna use this right now. Lip products are probably like one of the things that I buy the least. I don't have like a whole ton of lip products, but some, not all. I have other ones that it's just out of my reach right now and I don't want to move from where I'm at. So I have these lip glosses that I picked up. I have 2 from Anastasia. I actually got these from TJ Maxx for $7.99. So shout out to TJ Maxx for carrying these 2 beautiful shades. And I also got 2 of the Milani Amore Shine lip glosses. I have these in the shade Bewitched and Temptation. But I think I'm going to use one of the Anastasia ones today. I have 2 shades of this, and I might have used one in my last video because ever since I bought these I have been using them like crazy. So I have these 2 really nice shades. I have this in the shade Amber and Fudge. So I'm going to use Fudge today because I really like this shade. I'm going to line my lip first with like a regular brown eyeliner. This is actually an eyeliner, it's not a lip liner. And I go in at this. Alright you guys, that is the final look, and wow, my face looks really good. For the most part, I feel like I like most of what I used today. The only thing I can say that I wasn't too much of a fond of is the shade of the Sephora foundation stick. I like the consistency, I like the formula. I just don't like that orange shade. I just don't feel like, I feel like it could have went so wrong on my skin if I wasn't gonna go over it with a bronzer. So I don't like the shade of that. And then all those highlighters that I mentioned, the Wet n Wild one that I try to use on my skin, like the bars, I don't like those. I feel like the shades are, I don't know. I don't like those. I don't like the Big Milani one. I don't like the L'Oreal foiled one. I tried this in the past, this Juvia's Place one, and I didn't like it. And I think it's because of the shade that I didn't like. I feel like the lighter shade I would have liked. This is the darker shade. So I didn't like this when I tried it in the past. These powders from Maybelline, I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of the color of this bronzer. I feel like for a bronzer, there should have been like a deeper shade. So I wasn't a fan of that. And then I'm not a fan of this one. This is supposed to be like a powder foundation, which you're supposed to be able to use to like set your face or whatever. I used this in the past and it was very gray on me, so I don't like that. However, I feel like the shade of this one is beautiful. So if you are of a deeper skin tone, I feel like you would like this. I feel like I could probably get away with bronzing with this in the summertime, but I don't know. I'm gonna see. So other than that, I feel like I loved everything else that I used in the video. The e.l.f. Putty Primer, amazing. I actually really like that one better than the Silk Canvas from Tatcha. I think I might like that one better. I really like I love the L'Oreal foundation. I really love the e.l.f. concealer. This powder, this setting powder from Wet n Wild, I'm very impressed. I'm very, very, very impressed. I didn't use any blush today because I feel like that is one thing that the drugstore is lacking now. They need some blushes for women of color. I don't feel like there's enough out there. So yeah, I feel like they need some blushes. But lip gloss from Anastasia, I really like that. Yeah, I feel like pretty much everything else I really like. So shout out to the drugstore and a couple of high-end products that I have used in this video. Oh my god, how could I have forgotten the eyeshadow palette? The eyeshadow palette from LA Colors. So that's about it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry that it was so long. Once again, I'm back with the long videos, but thank you guys so much for your support, your love, all your sweet comments all the time. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.